Yeah, my title is What's Love Got to Do with It? And I think sometimes maybe we can use the word love too freely and not really think about what it means. Just like we do the peace song and we say it, it becomes rote and we're used to it, but we don't really think about what it means on a deeper level. And it's a very powerful word. Sometimes it hurts. Love isn't all good. Sometimes love hurts. And through that hurt, we learn our lessons and we grow. So it has a lot of different meanings. Memorial, as Reverend Mary talked about, was really filled with love. And besides that, our church is a home for everybody that comes into it. Mm-hmm. People that come for the first time can feel the love and feel the energy and feel the warmth. And that's because of you and your presence here. There's love present, and you should honor yourselves for that because it's really important. And that love will grow. So what I want to talk about is Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 8. You've all heard it. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not honor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. And Paul described that love as a feeling, and the Bible described it as love as a way of relating to others rather than just a feeling. And we think about it as a feeling, as an emotion, but do we think about how subtle it is in all of our activities and all of our words and our thoughts with each other? Because patient and kind, we all get a chance to be that. And we all get a chance to remember it, because I know we all have impatience and we all have moments of unkindness. We don't think of it, it's just a habit. It does not envy. I can bet any of us here be at one point or another how small, how little of the things, but that's an energy you're putting into your body, and that can grow. It becomes a habit. It does not boast, and it is not proud. We all have those qualities. We're human. That's why we're here. And there are times where we're proud of ourselves, and we have a right to be, and we boast about ourselves. I like to boast about, or I found a really good deal at the shop, or at the thrift shop. I want to share the good and the knowledge. And I don't, and when we do these things, it's not we're being malicious when we do them. It's just our human nature to talk about that and to be that way. It does not dishonor others. Have you thought about the times maybe you've dishonored somebody? You may not have thought of it. That's what it was. But maybe you talked negative about somebody, thought negative about somebody. If you're dishonoring somebody else, you're dishonoring yourself. Because if we're all one, we're part of that equation. It is not self-seeking. It is not, okay, this is a simple one. It is not easily angered. We easily get angry about things. And it keeps no record of wrongdoings. How many of us have that list? And that's part of the baggage, and we don't let go of it. We keep it because we don't think about the effects of that. We don't think about it in the sense of, I could make this a love situation instead of my ego jumping in there and picking at this and picking at that. Nitpicking things can be seemingly simple, but it might be a subtle moment of someone thinks they're wrong because you see it a different way. All these subtleties of our human behavior, and that's why it's important to think about love, and it's not always the first choice. Humans since the Neanderthals were raised on being protective and defensive about themselves. So being protective and defensive means everybody else is the enemy. Think about that. Everybody else is perceived as an enemy. They have a different opinion, whether they express that or just their body language shows that. So we got to think about changing that habit and looking at it from a love place, particularly in today's environment. Particularly in today's environment, we are challenged, and we have a choice to rise up to challenge, and I know that we can do it. And so, love does not delight in evil. Okay, I'm not going to say anything more about that because we have an example. So this is a beautiful, thoughtful Bible verse, and we are learning and practicing every moment, every day in our lives, whether we consciously think about it or not. We're learning. I think it was Bob Proctor who said, "You're always thinking." We're always thinking, but are we really thinking, or is it just mindless thinking? And most of it, I would say, is mindless thinking. We need a break from the serious thinking. I mean, God, life is supposed to be fun. So, anyway. So, because we're learning and practicing, and because we often express what love is not in our relationship with others, we practice that. Love is really not. That can be our first go-to. Our relationships are not exclusive to our partners and our family. Our relationships are with everyone, with each one of us. And I point it out because I kind of thought your relationship was with your husband or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, but it's deeper than that. We have a relationship with each other, those that we don't even know. That's a person too. That's a human. That's a God person, and we have a relationship with them too. And so we just have to remember how important and how powerful we are. If we practice what love is, and with each other and with the world, can you see how powerful that love is, and how we can be part of the change that needs to happen? And it'll happen in divine timing. You know, it doesn't happen necessarily as quick as we want it to, but it's going to happen. That's what love's got to do with it. That's what love's got to do with it. How powerful we can be and how powerful we are not. The really powerful thing about being human, and being co-created with God is that we always have choice. We have choice. We always have choice in the moment to think, okay, am I being boastful? Am I being proud? Am I being envious? Am I dishonoring somebody with my words, my thoughts? Am I being self-seeking for my own good, for my own ego? Am I being angry? Look at the bigger picture. What's really important? Being angry, you know, or you want to be happy, or do you want to be right? Sometimes, okay, we say we can have our feelings, express your feelings, and that's important because you don't want to stuff them. That's where we get diseases and things. And sometimes it feels good just for that instant to say, damn it, I'm right. I don't care if it's wrong, I'm right. You know. So think that to yourself and get over it and move on. Don't be that. Don't delight in the evil. Don't delight in the evil in the world, in the evil in other people, because that's energy, and that energy grows. You gotta remember, the energy grows with what you put your focus on. If you focus on the negative in the world, the negative energy in your life, focus on that, that's what you're gonna get back. We're magnetic, and we attract back what we put out and what we focus on. Instead, focus on the love that always protects us. We know how love feels. We know that good feeling when we feel love in a relationship, and love in the nature, in the environment. This morning when I went outside, I heard birds chirping, and I thought, I don't remember hearing them lately, but to me that was a sign, and I love that moment and that reminder that there's not going to be darkness forever. There's not going to be cold forever. There's going to be wind forever and fires and all that stuff. That's all of it's temporary. All of it's temporary. And love gives us a chance to trust and to have hope. You know, you can love something. How many of us, this probably takes us way, high school days. You know, we had hope that the boy in our classroom noticed us because we were noticing them. There's always that sense of hope. And maybe we did in our middle age and even now in this age and time, that we always have that there's going to be love with someone. I remember, I think I was on my own, but it was a time period where every time you answered the door, you hoped, this is it, this is the one, plumber or the mailman or whatever, you just hoped, this is it. This is the one, the knight in shining armor knocking on my door. And love always perseveres. Love is God energy, love is God. And it's constant, it will never change, and it will never end. It's limitless. So it always perseveres. And it perseveres in times when there's challenges. If you focus on that, that love will win. That became a real famous phrase, a popular phrase a few years ago, and even now, that love will win, love will overconquer any situation. That's perseverance. And that's what we have to focus on. That has to be our habit of thinking. It never fails. It never fails. It doesn't. You just have to trust that. We're in this amazing philosophy, and if we're going to practice it and preach it and talk about it, we have to trust it and know that it's never going to fail. It's never going to fail us. It's a foundation that we can stand solid on to go back to regardless of any circumstances. Regardless of any circumstances, we can always go back to love. Even if you have to stand in the corner or sit in your chair or stay in your bed and say, love never fails. Love will never fail me. I am love. The people I'm surrounded in are love. The circumstances are created because love is the end result. It will fail. It's not just another four-letter word. Sometimes it seems like it when it is hurtful. It can seem that way. And I could bet that all of us have been hurt by love. What we thought was love, what we hoped was love. Four-letter word. But its core focus, its core meaning is that good, fuzzy, warm feeling. If it's with your pet, you know, I've got two soft, fuzzy kitties, and I cuddle with them, and I love them, and I can feel that energy of love. I can feel that energy of love when Dawn and I cuddle at night. I mean, that's small, but it's still, you all had those cuddly moments with your person, and you know how that feels. So you have to go back. If you have to go back to those moments to remind yourself, that's what love is all about. That's what love is all about. Think about the depth of what love means. That's what I mean by, you know, we say love easily. We say peace easily. But what does it really mean? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to your effect and your others? And then take it out further. What is it going to mean with the world? Think about that. And how powerful you are, because you have a choice in every moment to think love or opposite. If we practice enough, and I know that we have plenty of chances to practice, that's why we're here. You know, I've learned, and I'm always learning, that practice is a really word. It's a pain word, because I remember when I took piano lessons, you know, I could be Cecilia, but you guys would get tired of Indian War Song, because that was the only song that I after all these years, and chopsticks, you know. I remember I used to take requests when I was at a party or something. I'd take requests, and they'd name some song, and it would be Indian War Song. So we have plenty of chances to practice. And love, if you practice, love becomes unconditional. And we talk about love being unconditional or being unconditional in your love. But what does that mean? That means don't be boastful, don't envy, don't dishonor someone else, don't dishonor yourself. Don't be angry. Keep track of it. You know, I got a wall. I mean, I don't so much anymore, but my wall used to be pretty high with little bricks and names on it. Mostly it was my husband's, but I got rid of them, so I got rid of the wall. It becomes unconditional when it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what somebody else says or somebody else does. It's not important. I mean, I'm talking about it doesn't matter if it's a negative thought or a negative behavior. That's not part of the big picture. That's unconditional. I remember when I was in my studies, there was a student with me. Oh, I hated it when she raised her hand to ask a question because she would talk. And I learned to love that part of her personality. So when you encounter somebody who is challenging and irritating, find something about them and let that be the unconditional love that you feel for that person, regardless of their little idiosyncrasies. But we're looking out with our eyes towards someone else, and they're looking at us with their eyes and thinking the same thing. So if you can do it unconditionally with their little idiosyncrasies and their quirky behaviors and their irritating behaviors, they can do that with you, because it's a two-sided relationship. But look out from our eyes and from our interpretation of a situation, and think about how that affects them and how they are affected by you, and how it's just reciprocal. It goes around. So if it's unconditional, love back. And we can find humor and blessings in that. We feel the gratitude of remembering and feeling love. And that's what love's got to do with it. I know I'm running out of time, but I wanted to share Ernest Holmes. If you guys, I think we should order this for the bookstore. It's a really good book of Ernest Holmes. It's Daily Prayers, and it says, and this describes a deeper meaning of love. Every heart responds to the warmth of love. Every mind yearns for its embrace, and no life is complete without it. Love alone can heal and enable people to live together in unity and peace. Love alone can heal the world and enable people to live together in unity and peace. Not words, love, that feeling, that emotion. I believe that God is love. I believe that love is in everything. Therefore, I accept love as a healing power of life. I permit love to reach out from me to every person I meet. I believe that love is returned to me from every person I meet. I trust the guidance of love because I believe it is a power of good in the universe. I feel that love is flowing through me to heal every situation I meet, every situation, to help every person I contact. I feel that love is flowing from me to every person I meet, to every situation. Love opens the way before me and makes it perfect and glad. Love forgives everything, unlike itself. It purifies everything. Love converts everything that seems commonplace into that wonderful. Love converts weakness into strength, faith, and fear. Love is the all-conquering power of spirit. I put my whole trust in love, which I feel be everywhere present, within, around, and through me, within, around, through all people I meet. In that love, I am safe, secure, and cared for. And I just want to end with this one quick little story. I was at the Active Women's Club, and I saw this verse on Facebook. So I shared it with the club because I'm in charge of the membership. And they have gone in their relationship with each other. It's called I Love Your Shoes by Donna Ashworth.
Mm. Oh, I love her.
I said your hair looked amazing, but what I really wanted to say was your energy sparks a little bit of something in my mind. Your smile warms my heart, and when you laugh, I just laugh too. It's like a bubbling stream of fresh water running through my soul. I feel like the sun is shining on me when you are near, and when I leave, sad as it is, I feel like charged, plugged into the mains for an infusion of fizz life. But I said, I love your shoes instead. I hope you heard what I really meant. That's what love's got to do with it.
That's great.
Sitting there.
Oh, it's scary.
Where?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
He was listening to your
He's
talk.
been sitting there for quite a while.
It's scary.
Oh my God.
It's scary. Or bad.
Yeah.